Let me know if you're hearing me. Hey, what's up, Kenneth? All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, low? Okay. Let me turn it up. I figured I would be low. Let me turn it up a little bit. That's why I was trying to do all of this testing, just to make sure I was a little. All right, so I'll turn myself up. You should hear me much clearer now, almost. Let me know if I'm a little louder. Yeah, I don't want to blast you guys with my voice, so I want to make sure. So I got some new cameras in, thanks to my new Patreons. I got some new cameras thanks to them, so that was nice of them to sign up to my little Patreon here going. And I got a Logitech stream cam. That's the one that you see above here, which is nice because I will be able to let you guys, it auto zooms so you guys can actually see a little clearer up there now. And then for the main cam, I actually have a Elgato I want to say face cam, Elgato face cam. So you should see, if you notice, the quality of the video is a lot more different. And so and I also have a third camera view, as you guys can see. So now we have 3 different camera setups, so you know, you guys can get to see everything instead of me just, you know, instead of just the 2 views. So so I figured I'd just run maybe an hour long, 2-hour stream, just finishing up on Blue Boy here, like wiring and stuff. And figured I'd also test out the cameras at the same time. So everything looks really, really good so far. Alright, let me... Hey, Jose! What's up, buddy? Alright. Let me take this down a little bit because I was working on it. You guys can see my face here. Alright, no problem, man. It's just a quick test stream. I'm only going to stream for maybe an hour or 2. No more longer than that. Just finishing wiring up some stuff and also testing out the new camera angles, stuff like that. So, no big deal. I think your printer tipped over. It's really heavy. What's up, Nick? Oh my God! I wish I should have got my hair done. I knew you were gonna. I knew someone was gonna mess with my hair. It's just growing and just need a twist. So I'm gonna have my wife twist it later. So the stream on Thursday, you won't see all of this. It'll be all twisted back and everything. I don't like coming to stream like this. Y'all gonna start making fun of my hair. That's why I hate doing this. But I don't care anyways. It doesn't bother me. Looks better than my haircut. No, I don't mind streaming. Honestly, like the hair stuff, it doesn't bother me. Honestly, it's never been a thing. Y'all have at it. Like I said, usually this will be twisted, but it's free right now. Right now, it's already washed and have some conditioner in it to keep my hair soft. If you touch my hair, it's really soft. Like it's well treated and taken care of. It just needs to be twisted. So yeah, I take care of my hair though, even though it's like poofy right now. It can actually get much more bigger than this. It's just kind of curly and shrank back, but it gets much wider than that. So, but yeah, so just a little tad bit about the printer. So it's done, kind of. So I'm almost done. As you can see, I have like wiring, have the tool head in place. Now keep in mind, this is not the tool head I really want to use. I'll show you guys. Now that I have like a third view, I can actually show you guys. So this is not really the tool head I really want to go with. But I'm not a CAD guy. I don't know CAD. I really need to study this stuff so I can start designing stuff for myself instead of just relying on other people's design. So that's something I want to take seriously in the coming future, like in the background, just kind of study CAD, kind of getting an idea of how things are put together, and then maybe for myself design something to my liking. But right now, this is what I'm using. So this is like the Hero Me Gen 7 setup. I have a BMS, Dragonfly BMS. Of course, I'm using like a, you know, one-off BL Touch here in this case. And I'm using a Tryon duct here with a 12 volt 50-15 fan, which I'm going to overvolt so it pushes a little bit more air. And the Sharper Mini, of course. You haven't seen my head at GoldenJaguar. I'm not vain, just being kind to others. It's alright, man. Listen, it's all fun, man. I didn't take a serious 3D experiment. It's all fun. Yeah, I'm learning Onshape. I definitely need to learn a CAD program. Onshape, I heard, is one of the easier ones to learn too. I need to learn it, honestly. Yeah, I definitely need to settle it down. It's just I have so much to do in the background. Keep in mind, I really haven't shared my personal life with you guys, but I have 3 kids, like 3 boys, one 14, one 10, and one it's gonna be 6 this year. And so 3 boys, and they keep me busy, including the wife, you know. So the fact that I'm even streaming, you guys are really lucky I'm even streaming. But I have so much stuff I want to share with you guys that sometimes I end up just doing them in the background instead of streaming. But I want to change that this year. This year I want to do a lot more videos, a lot more streaming, just a lot more sharing with you guys in terms of what I do. But I have so much I can offer. It's just, you know, sometimes it's easier to do things off camera, you know what I mean? Like just like do a whole bunch of stuff. But some of them are so important that I'm like, sometimes I'm like, damn, I should have just either put this on a video or just do this live, you know? So that's why I'm starting to do the live stream and more video stuff, because I think there's a lot of stuff I can share outside of everybody else's perspective that may give you guys pointers too. So I think that's why I'm just taking it a little bit more serious this year. Hey Nick, what's hello? Welcome, man. Just a quick Rolahan complained that he lost work due to Fusion 360 crashes, so that made him decide to go on Onshape. Ah, okay. My wife and I have no kids. I don't know how you balance all that. Oh man, listen, balancing kids and being a husband and being a dad and working and then streaming and then doing my little hobby here is not easy. Honestly, it takes a lot of time. And good thing my wife is very lenient. She allows me to kind of have fun with you guys, and she understood, because at the end of the day, if we can benefit from it, which means if it helps with a little bit of income, I'm not trying to be rich off YouTube, don't get it wrong. My passion comes first before any income. But if in the process the channel get bigger and there's some income coming to offset some of the spending in terms of like buying new stuff, like buying printers, all that type of stuff, then that's welcome. You know what I'm saying? My thing is just mainly just to share the passion and just get excited about the new innovation in 3D printing. So that's my main goal. outside of all of that. So, but yeah, but family's still important. So I still gotta pay attention to them sometimes. So, yep. Hey, Riser, how you doing? I man was wondering something. What do you think about Rat Rig? Um, okay, let me answer some of y'all questions before I get deep. Kenneth, that's a funny question. How the hell you post video with 3 boys? Took me 1 year to build my 2.4. When it's done, I had to upgrade to the 2.4 R2 when I'm done. So to be frankly, to be blunt with you guys, my wife is chill. Like, she is super, super chill. Like, dude, I feel like I'm lucky at times. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, the stuff she put up with, like me doing this, like, look, guys, like, I'm not even kidding. If you look around, there's nothing but mad printers. Look, I'm not even kidding. Like, there's so much stuff in here. Look, there's like stuff with filaments in them. There's a whole lot going on in here. I'm not even kidding. Like, there's so much stuff. But like I said, she's just chill. She's just chill. She realized I enjoy what I do, and so she just allowed that time for me to enjoy this. You know, she found enjoyment in me enjoying it. If you understand what I'm saying, like, she enjoyed me enjoying this. So because she find enjoyment in me enjoying this, our spirits are just better together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just lucky. I'm just really lucky. That's the best thing I could say. And the boys are chill. They have gaming computers. Sometimes they come in and watch what I'm doing, but for the most part, they're pretty chill. They don't get in trouble or anything like that. But I'm just a lucky dude, I guess, in this case. Riser, to answer your question, you said, I was wondering something. What do you think about Rat Rig? I do like the Rat Rig stuff. I would love to build one. I'm just focusing on one project at a time. I'm not crossing off Rat Rig at all. I think I would definitely love to build one. But if I do build it, it's going to be for like a giveaway. You know, I wouldn't want to keep it because I have all these printers. So it'll be something I can build, maybe like a V-Minion, and then do it like a giveaway for it, you know, just to give back to the community if I ever build a Rat Rig. But nothing's wrong with Rat Rig. They make very sturdy printers. So. Hello, wiring with PTFE. Wiring PTFE wires took 4 months. Jeez. 4 months to wire? You're crazy, Kenneth. You're crazy. Listen, this wiring, look, I'm using some, so keep in mind, as you guys know, I love my IGOS cables. This is IGOS cable that I have. I wired this last night. Okay, I did everything on Monday. So Monday, I did all of the wiring here. To wire this with JSTs, everything, took me about 5 hours straight. Just 5 hours straight to wire up everything, to do all the wiring. So for me, like, that's why I was telling you guys, like, I don't mind doing CAN bus. Like, eventually I would love to do CAN bus, but wiring for me is like therapy. As soon as I start wiring, it's like, I can't explain, like a focus kick in. Like, it just, I want to get it done. So for me, wiring it's like that. I can do it like that. So not a big deal for me. Not a big deal for me. My first VZ butt 330 took forever. I started with Chongqing X5SA kit like 10 months ago. VZ butt is awesome. 3D experiment. Glad you own one, man. Awesome printer. Or places like that. My wife is being very tolerant too, so I'm building out and printing in the closet to get all to get it all cleaned up this spring. Nice. Slim Gig, what's up, man? Yo, yo, yo. I haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. How you doing? I'm going to build a Rook 180 after my second VZ Butt 330 is done. Nice. Nice. Hey, Printeroni, buddy. What's up? Wiring equals Zen for you. It could be. Rolahan. Camera look good. Blue boy's cool. Hey, Rolahan, listen. Thanks to you and all the Patreons. Listen, I'm shocked anybody even signed up to my Patreon. I'm very humbled by it. So I want to personally say I appreciate you for joining my Patreon, because because of that I was able to get these 2 new cameras to kind of help with the quality of the stream. But I got to tell you, dude, I really appreciate your support. So I'm actually shocked anybody signed up to my Patreon. So it's appreciated, trust me. You say that every live stream. What I say every live stream? Slim Geek, what I say every live stream? All right, so just to give you the progress, I made quite a bit of progress on this thing, so that you guys can see it, so you get a view. So everything is done. As you can see, all the wiring, I got to flip it over just to finish up some few more stuff on it. But I also got to cut out the bottom deck, like the bottom deck, to cover up everything, because I do want to cover it up. But at this moment, this thing is very heavy. Like, it has a lot of weight on it, and that was purposeful, just because I wanted it solid. Like, I wanted it to print fast, or at least as fast as I can get this darn thing to print. So I wanted it solid. Oh, I haven't seen you in a minute. Well, yeah, I kind of say that sometimes, but maybe because you watch the lives and don't read the comments, so maybe I'm saying that because I haven't seen you in a while. But that's okay. Oh, for sure, 3D Experiment. I can definitely share. I don't mind sharing, man. I'm an open book. I don't mind sharing my streaming setup. I try to keep it simple, but I can definitely share it with you guys. I have no problem doing that. I got my bed fingerprinting at 400mm 30K. Damn. So I want to see you can do even better. Oh my God! If I could listen, Printeroni, if I can even get this sucker, this big ass bed. You know, I'm trying not to curse on YouTube, you know, and YouTube is all sensitive. But if I can get these 2 motors to fling this wide bed, I mean, it's not a heavy bed, don't get me wrong, it's a stock bed. But if I can get these 2 motors to move this sucker really fast, shoot, I'm aiming to really print fast with this sucker. I just want to see what it does. I'm so curious to see what a bed moving that fast can do. So that is the goal. But shoot, if I can get 10K, that's my minimum, 10K. But if I can push further, 20K acceleration with 300, 400 millimeters, yeah, then we're speaking. So that's my goal. We'll see what we can do. I'm sure you don't want to see mine. Maybe one day when it's good. I don't mind sharing mine. I'll go over mine with you guys. Don't worry. It's listen, I don't mind sharing this little room that I have. So I'll go over it with you, Printeroni. 3D Experiment, I mean. I'm doing it with 1 stepper. Wow. What kind of stepper is that, Printeroni? If you don't mind me asking, what kind of stepper are you using? All right. So let's flip this back over on its side so you guys can kind of see where I'm at with this. Don't judge my wiring. I'm warning you guys. I'm not a neat freak when it comes to wiring. So please, I'm begging you guys, don't judge. Do not judge, okay? It's a necessary sacrifice right now. So this is my wiring, so don't laugh. Okay, it's a necessary sacrifice. I'm gonna show you guys close up. There we go. So yeah, don't judge your wiring right now. I'm just like, you know, it's not the greatest, but I'm trying to keep everything as clean. However, I did CAD a little mount for this T95 Mini. That's what I'm using. I'm not using a Pi. Like I say, I don't use Pis anymore. The T95 Mini works really well. So I'm using, I cat up something to mount it on the DIN rail here, and using the XKR3 board here for this. So trying to keep up with you guys. Stick Y-axis stepper from the Ender 3. The keys, perfect input shape and calibration. Tight belts. Really? Tight belts help? In my case, tight belts kind of worked against me, but okay. Tight belts, proper motor current, and active coolant on the driver and stepper itself. Ah, gotcha. Come on, that's not even that bad. At least I think it was that bad, but okay, that's good. I appreciate the comment, 3D Experiment. I was trying to keep it somewhat neat, but you know, there's limited room on the neat here. I've seen much worse. My hair is much worse than the wiring. Y'all got jokes today. Oh man. Better than the roll-on wiring, that's for sure. I appreciate you guys. Just got the new Magnum boys. Oh, nice line shock motor for the K3. Knob is printing with these at 760mm. Jesus Christ! At 50K? Whoo! Hey, printer. Hey, listen, Printeroni. I want you to hit me up in the Discord. I want to see that, man. Like, just after this is over, just shoot me up a message. I kind of want to see that in action, man. That sounds badass. No lie. My V0.1 has been printing for 2 weeks and still has roll-on wiring. LOL. That's hilarious. But yeah, so right now I'm in the phase of just kind of finishing up some stuff. So that's why I wanted to, like I said, do a little quick test stream with you guys, chill and chat, and then kind of finish up underneath here. I don't have much left to go. I just ran the 2 fans. I wish the fan wasn't directly above this, but I mean, this one fan is enough to kind of hit air underneath here. What else? I'm also using an external MOSFET to power that bed. I hear using an external MOSFET actually heats up the bed a little quicker than just using it from the board. So I'm going to test that theory. If that's true, I'll report back. But yeah, and so it looks really good, guys. I mean, it's not bad. I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, run another wire or two, and then put on the side pieces. And this is done for now. And then I'm going to try to install Clipper on it and see how that goes. Is roll-on wiring having the MCU hanging off the side of the printer held up by wires? Yeah, you know what it is for me? I think what drives me to be able to even do all of this and get, like, I mean, keep in mind, guys, I'm building 2 printers at once, okay? Because remember, this wasn't even started. I started my K3 before this, right? And I ended up making progress on the K3 and this at the same time. So ask me how I found the time to do both. I can't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you. But what I do is when Nero is streaming and Steve Bill is streaming, I try to work on my printers because it's kind of nice to work on the printers while watching them stream. So that's kind of motivates you to keep working on your printer. So that's what I do in the background. But this Thursday stream, we're gonna make a lot more progress than before because apparently I ordered the wrong. I'll show you guys. So I ended up, which I'm going to use my fancy camera and show you guys because I like the fancy camera view, which is pretty cool. So I ordered these new camera setup. So these are M5 screws. However, the diameter was wrong on these. the diameter was wrong on these, so I'm gonna have to. So I ordered the correct ones on Amazon, and if those work, I'll make sure put that in the link as well, so people can find it. Because apparently everyone was ordering the correct size from AliExpress, and seeing as I'm streaming this, I cannot wait on AliExpress to ship these things off. So luckily, I found the right size of about 100 of them on Amazon. So those are coming in on Thursday, and then we can actually make a lot more progress than we did before. So, I mean, this printer build has been very challenging. It's just really finding the stuff. So I can see where a kit will make that better, because a kit will have everything in it. But I guess I don't mind the challenge myself either, just to find the stuff by myself. You know, I don't mind shopping around and finding stuff. So, but a kit would have saved me a little bit of time on the build in this case. So, you know, it is what it is. Jose, what pi replacement board? Me too. I'm working on wiring my first VZ butt right now. Nick, of course, better electrical tape. So the board I'm using, you see this? This is the T95 Mini. So this is like the Android TV box. I basically it's out of the box, but if I could have one, I would have showed you the cover it comes in. I usually take it off because I don't need the cover. It looks weird with the cover on it. So I took off the box, and then I Tinkercad up some mount, so that way it sits on the, it's mounted on the DIN rail. So this is what I use. This is the T95 Mini. I love it. It works. It's super easy to install Linux on there. Like basically I use Linux, I can't remember that version of Linux you use, but it's ambient, Linux ambient that you install on it, and then you install Kiwai. I hope I'm saying that right, Kiwai. So you install Kiwai on there, and then you install Clipper, Moonraker, all of the fancy gizmo, and it works really, like I said, it works just as good as a Pi 4. The benefit with this is once you install the SD card, there's actually a chip here. I think this is a chip right here. There's a chip on here, and this is the eMMC chip, so you can actually install the OS on here itself. So basically, once you, let's say, I'm trying to gather my thoughts to explain it better. So let's say you install the SD card, right? You install Clipper, you install Moonraker, you install everything, right? You can actually type a command in and install it, everything on the eMMC chip, the built-in storage, and then pull out your SD card, and then it will boot up from the built-in storage. So I like that, because then I save myself an SD card. So instead of keeping the SD card on the inside, it actually saves to the actual storage itself. So I don't have to worry about, you know, damaging an SD card or pulling out my SD card to update or something like that. So that's really convenient. So that's why I've been replacing all my Pi 4s with this, because it works. It works really well for what I'm doing. Input shaper wise, I don't need the GPIO pins, because I can use a Raspberry Pi Pico and basically get input shaper via USB. So in that case, I'm saving myself the trouble of worrying about GPIO pins. So to me, this is cheap. It's 29 bucks on Amazon. You really can't beat that for just running printers. So, but it works. It works really well. So I figured I'd share that information. It's way better than a Pi Zero. So this is running a, so the Pi, if I could remember, the Pi 4 is running a Cortex, a ARM Cortex 7 A72 processor, if I could remember. So yeah, ARM Cortex A72 processor. This is running the ARM Cortex A53 processor. It's a quad core. So it's a generation, it's a couple generation behind, but it's still enough to run input shaper, to run a printer. Like more than enough. It's still a quad core. I think the frequency on this is 1.85 gigahertz. So it's pretty high in terms of clock speed. And it has a USB 3.0 and a 2.0. So it runs a camera. The camera works on this and everything. So honestly, you can't lose off of this. This is really, really great investment for, like I said, 30 bucks, and you pretty much get a Pi except with the GPIO pins. That's basically it. Doesn't Annex have a BOM on the gap? Yes, they do, Nick, they do. But you know what? I think because I was hunting, I wasn't paying attention to the size of these things, like how wide it's supposed to be. that's what caught me off guard. It was supposed to be 7.5 millimeter in terms of diameter. These are like 7, so that's why they didn't fit. So it was my fault just not paying attention to the actual specifications of these. So I got the right one, so hopefully, you know, that will solve that issue. Yeah, I get it. Thanks for the info. Yes, yes, I have to buy one. Awesome, 30 bucks. Yes, yeah, 30 bucks. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish up wiring and I'll chat with y'all too. I kind of want to get this up and running, so I'm curious to see what it's gonna do. See what else left is here to do. And I like this camera view, guys. I like this third camera view angle because I get to talk to y'all. I get to see what's up. All right. Yeah, I don't got much more left to do on this. It's just really to mount this thing up here. This outer piece, and hopefully this won't be in the way. But I think we should be okay. Yeah, but I'm excited to finish this up and kind of focus all my attention back onto the K3. I really want to finish that up and finish this up, so that'll be 2 projects that I kind of completed, and I got like 2 more projects after this. I got to upgrade my Voron 2.4R2 to tap, so I'm gonna do a video on that, maybe a live stream or video. I'm not sure which way I want to go, but I'll do a demonstration of how I set up my tap because I'm not using the PCB board. I'm actually using the wired switch. I like to show you guys things so you guys can see in context what I'm talking about. So this is the one I'm using. So I want to wire this up so you guys can see how this mounts. Let's see what they say. Gotta go, 10 to dinner. Good luck on this. Tighten those belts up. Higher tension, higher max acceleration, higher, better input shape or frequency without much smoothing. Okay, good to know. I'll send you a DM with the video, K-Mods. Alright, man, take it easy. Printeroni. So, this one fits like this. Now, I thought I was going to run into an issue with the way it fits, because as you can see how this sits. It kind of sits like this with one screw. But it actually does work, even though it's one area that you kind of screw it on. But when I mounted it on my V1.8, it works fine. There didn't seem to be an issue with just having one screw there. I would say don't over tighten it because you're screwing into plastic. But for so far, it actually does hold it in place. So I'm gonna do this top mod and wire it up and show you guys how it works, and then go from there. But I want to show you something outside of using the PCB version of this. And this is 5 volt too. It's not the 24 volt version. It's 5 volt. So that's coming. All right. I'm gonna wire this up real quick, and then yeah, we can end the stream. But I'm glad to see you guys. Appreciate you guys supporting the stream. Let y'all see my face because let me remove this one because already you guys kind of see my face on here. guys get to see what I'm doing. And I need you guys to know, if you guys been here before, I hate doing heat inserts, but they're very convenient, so I still do them, but I hate doing heat inserts for anything. And I'm probably going to do M2s on here. It's just neater. And I can actually, you know what? Let me pop this out. Let me do this the other way. Let me do this from the back. So, before I push it any further. There you go. All right, so now we can chat. So my opinion is on the whole bamboo thing, because I was watching the whole Nero bamboo thing. I kind of agree with him, in the sense of that 3 minute time before it detects a stall or a thermal failure is way too long. That is way too long. Like, I wouldn't even be safe knowing that at all. Like, so I hope they fix that, because I was interested in buying a P1P, which is, I'm still gonna buy a P1P, and the main reason for that is to print multicolor prints, because I like anime and stuff like that, and I want to create a little collection. So I have use for the AMS on the P1P, but knowing that information, that it takes 3 minutes for the thermal runaway to kick in, is insane. Like, that's a whole too long. So hopefully by the time I purchase one, they fix that, because I agree, that's a safety concern. And I don't think he was being dramatic at all. Maybe a little bit, but I think it, again, he was all about safety, and I totally agree with him on the safety. I totally agree with the safety stuff. I mean, let's be honest, you don't want to burn down your house. Like, you can love your hobby, but at the same time, you don't want your house burned down because of something you love to do, right? So that precaution of safety is very important to me. So, and I have kids, I have a family, so I'm not trying to put them in danger, So, totally agree with Nero there. Oh, if they say that, that's great. That is very good if they shorten that. They need to. They need to bring it in line with Clipper, which is 20 seconds or no more than 20 to 30 seconds. And Clipper is already warning you that there's a problem. So, that's very good. But yeah, I'm definitely getting a Bamboo Live P1P with an AMS for multicolor printing. That's not gonna be in this room though. I'm not keeping it in this room because I have way too much printer in here. So this will be in the living room, the only printer in the living room, and all it's gonna be printing is multicolor prints. My whole little multicolor print collection. So that's why I have all those filaments. If you look what I showed you earlier, all those filaments stocked away. That's for that reason. It's to print a bunch of multicolor prints. So, but the rest of my printers are for ABS and just standard PLA prints. And so that's what that's for. Part of the bamboo community seems a little toxic. One of the other streamers mentioned being doxxed on the Discord. They are toxic, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure if you guys know me on my personal account. I have two Facebook accounts. I have my GoldenJaguar account, and I also have my regular Facebook account. My regular Facebook account, when I go on the groups, right, and I see all the bamboo guys, bro, when I mean they brag like it's the fastest printer in the world, I laugh because my printer print faster than a Bambu Lab. Like, and I'm not joking. You guys have seen shorts of my video printers. They print faster than a Bambu Lab. But it's just funny to see people surrounding a company. It's a brand new company. You know, like Nero said, they have prior experience doing DJI, whatever. They do like drones and stuff, but it's a brand new company in terms of a 3D printer space. But because they innovate, and don't get me wrong, we're not going to take away from their innovation in terms of making a consumable printer that is decently fast, right? And they did the MMU very well, right? So they took what was kind of broken and kind of put it in one and made it very well. So I'm not going to take away from that. But it's the reaction of the fans that's funny. Oh, this is the fastest computer printer. Look how fast I did this print. Like, and it's kind of funny because half of them don't even print that fast. You know what I'm saying? They don't even print that fast because most of them run it in the standard mode, which is not that quick. Ludicrous mode is what they were promoting, but nobody prints in ludicrous mode. At least I'm aware of. Nobody really prints in ludicrous speed. But it's just kind of funny to see that it's just that bragging right it's just kind of hilarious. You know, take for instance, VZBot is ridiculously fast. It's like the fastest printer I've seen so far in terms of like something you can build and attain. The VZBot is insanely quick and faster than the Bambu Labs. But again, it doesn't do AMS, it doesn't do multicolor printing, even though you could add that capability, but it won't be as nice as the Bambu implementation. That's the only problem. Got to go get some sleep. See you guys. Take care, man. Take it easy, man. Get some sleep. See you on Thursday. I have a stream on Thursday, so see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, so, but that's my viewpoint on it. You know, I think Nero is totally right in his rights to make that announcement and react the way he did. I have no problem with the way he reacted. You know, technically I only need 3 inserts, honestly, but I'm just putting the whole 4 because I have enough. But I only technically really needed 3 on this. Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, so for those who weren't here in the beginning, if you're wondering the cameras I got, so the main camera, the one that's in the front, is a Elgato face cam. It's 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's a decent camera. As you can see, it has a nice quality to it. I try to balance out the lighting a little bit. I don't have the best lighting in here. I might change out the lighting for like wider lights, like super wider lights, so that way it kind of spreads evenly. So that's going to help a little bit. And then the above cam is a Logitech Stream Pro? I can't remember the name, but it's a Logitech Stream Cam. I think that's what it's called, Stream Cam. So, and that's above, and I like it because it has autofocus. So if I needed to show you guys like details, I could just move it above and it will autofocus under. So you guys can actually see clarity there. So you can see. So that's what I love about the top one. So if I wanted to show you guys something close up, it autofocuses, which is really nice. So, and I needed that because I wanted a third camera view so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. So there's no angle that's missing. So you guys can see my face, see from above, and see exactly what I'm doing. So that was the reason for the camera upgrade. I think I need one more. I just might as well put one more. Might as well just add one more. Now we just gotta button this up on here. And I'll make sure the files are available for this, for those, at least for those who want to attempt to do this. You know, you don't have to, but I'll share the files when I fully kind of give my thoughts on it and everything. I'll share all the files I use to put this Frankenstein together. And then, you know, if you guys want to kind of build it yourself, you'll have all the files needed. If you have like a Sundu S8 or even a CR10 or some kind of clone similar to this, you'll be able to put this together. Like I said, I didn't design any of these files. I just basically grab different design and throw together in a bed slinger of my own creativity. So I may not have designed it, but the but the finished product is my unique take on a bed flinger, essentially. Alright, let me get some M.2 screws here. Hey, Shawdell3, welcome, man. Alejandro, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you around for a minute. Alright. Thought I grabbed my M2 bucket. Oh, there we go. Not way too much screws, guys. Way too much. But then again, you can't never have too much screws. So we need M2s, right? I'm just doing this, like I don't really need this, guys, but I'm really doing this because if you want to run like the bottom deck, because this will be covered up, the bottom will be covered up, you definitely need this to kind of for symmetry purposes and aesthetic. You know, it's not even functional, it's just really for the bottom deck to mount to something. That's really the purpose for it. Try and look for a these M2 screws are tiny. I mean, this is really M3 that I should use, but I use the M2 heated insert, so it's no big deal because it's not really like a fan is mounting here. It's just really for aesthetics. So ooh, yeah, my Patreon. If you guys feel so inclined to join the Patreon, I appreciate it. You don't have to, but I appreciate it because it's going to go right back into this stuff. Right back into building the stuff I like to build. As far as my plan for more streaming, other than this, I want to upgrade my V1.8. So that's the one I converted from an X5 SA into the 1.8, the bigger 1.8. I want to convert that into tap, and in order to do that, I was going to leave it the way it was because I'm using 12mm rods on the bed. But when I was pushing onto the bed, there's still a little bit of a not as bad as the 8mm rod, but there's still a little bit of a play on the bed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the linear rail mod that I did with the V1.8 in that V1.8 video. I'm gonna do the same thing, and then that should kind of stiffen up the bed quite a bit, and then I can do top mod. And that's the problem when you go with a mod. Once you upgrade one printer, you kind of want to do it with all of them, and that's my fear going with CAN bus. Like once I go CAN bus with one of them, I'm gonna end up wanting to go CAN bus with all of them, and that's why I've been putting off CAN bus for a minute, because I know myself. You know, so that's why I see me putting it off a little bit, but I will definitely eventually try CAN bus, so that way I can have some experience in that world. Hey Steve, how you doing? You caught another stream, yay! I'm just working on my little Frankenstein printer here with your Trident skirts around it. It's a little Frankenstein printer that I grab a bunch of parts from and different printers putting together. So, but it's nice to see you around, Steve. I appreciate you coming through. I happen to be home early waiting for FedEx package to arrive. I see that. Nice. I'm excited to see what you're about to, you know, I know you're streaming twice this week, so I'm kind of excited. I don't want to miss your streams. I really do enjoy your streams, buddy. So anytime I can actively watch it, I'll definitely watch it. So I'm kind of glad your time frame is kind of perfect, because I can stream in between, and then once my stream ends, I can kind of watch yours. So it works out perfect that way. Oh, nice. Working it. For sure. Yeah. It'll be interesting trying it from another garage tomorrow. Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely need to message you, Steve, because I need your help on one little thing. I can't figure it out, so we can do. It's not emergency. We can do it in the background. But for some reason, I can't get my and it has to do with streaming. I don't know how to get Streamlabs with the comment on the screen working. I've been trying to mess with it myself, and I'm pretty techie. But if you have an input or two on how to get that working, we can talk in the background, and I appreciate you showing me that. But I think that's the only thing I would like to add to my stream, is just the little comment on the screen. Awesome, man. I appreciate you, Steve. And I'm also going to Murph this year and East Coast Rep Rap. I think I'm going to both this year, so hopefully I get to see one of you guys. Hopefully I get to meet one of you guys, or some of you guys that watch this. I'm definitely going with my wife, so I would like to definitely meet you guys in person, say hi, and you know, and chat. Oh, I don't use Streamlabs. Oh, okay, okay. I can send you the setup I use, though. It's some website that sets up to CSS. Oh, perfect. Please do, Steve. I'll check it out. If you don't mind sending it to me. I'll see you at both. Yay! Awesome. I'm excited. All right, we finally finished that little thing. It's just, like again, just aesthetics to make it look somewhat decent. Okay, so now this is gonna be a little challenge here. It's fine if it gets a little squeeze. It's all right. I'm not really worried about it. But are your logos the right side up on those grill fans? I'm not sure. You know what? You're kind of right. I missed that one. You're right. Wasn't paying attention. Good catch, Steve. You're kind of right. This other one was down. That would have threw me off completely. Good catch. Oh, awesome, Nick. I appreciate you, buddy. Oh, I believe that, Steve. You caught that right away, too. You caught that right away, because I didn't even notice. You caught that right away. Line that back up here. That's right. It wasn't in the hole. That's right. Is that a different Nick? Nick asked. It's a different Nick. Oh, interesting. Oh, Nick R. Okay. I know who it is. Well, I knew exactly who it is. R-O-T-O? Yes. So it's Nick Rotolo. Hey, man, I appreciate you, buddy. Yes. My wife couldn't say your name. Oh, gotcha. They can hear you.
I know. It's okay, they can hear me. Just didn't want to blast his last name in case that's not his name.
True, I understand. Wow, I'm struggling to put this back on after getting it fixed. What is going on? Hold on. You know what? Let me use slightly longer screws. That's why I'm struggling. Use slightly longer screws. Make sure I face it back the correct way too. Alright, make sure this is right side up. Up. There we go. There we go. And I grabbed it the first time. There we go. Alright. So they're matching this time now, so we're good there. Also on this I'm running sensorless ohming. I don't lately I haven't been using end stop switches, and the only reason because sensorless ohming has been, in my opinion, or at least in my experience, has been very reliable and repeatable. So I've been using sensorless ohming and just less wiring, you know. Once you know how to set it up, you tend to not want to use it, use an end-stop switch anymore. So if you're wondering, I'm not using an end-stop switch on this. I'm going to be using sensorless homing in this case. Alright, now we got it right this time. Thanks, Steve, for pointing that out. Now it's correct. Alright. So I know it's going to get a little bit squeezed, but that's okay. I just want it to sit in place right there. Okay. Okay, we need a 5/8 screw here. No, don't judge me, guys. My M5 screw setup is a mess. It's like all over the place, so don't judge me. Sensorless ohming is best. Absolutely agree. I love sensorless ohming. I can't, like I said, unless a printer really calls for using a switch, I prefer sensorless ohming. It just works really, really well. It's super easy to set up. Once you get it dialed in, you can actually have it tap the gantry very soft. It doesn't have to be very hard. It just tap the gantry very soft, and it works very well. So, sensorless ohming is definitely the best. Let me see if I can get another screw here. There we go. Right here. I love the switch wire skirt. Good job, Steve, on this, because this really makes printer look good. I'm not gonna lie, this really does make a printer look really, really well. I don't think it did. Maybe? Okay, so just a little squeeze, but that's okay. It's not really hurting anything. Just gonna tighten it up a little bit now. Use like a grab a different Allen wrench here. I have so much stuff all over the place. Oh, there we go. Looking in the wrong place. Looking in the wrong place. So the next printer that I'm going to be building, I do want to build a Rook, so I'm probably going to pause between printers and build a Rook, because I definitely want to build one as a giveaway. So that's the next thing I want to do, is build a Rook. But then after that, I have Robert, which is sponsoring that stream, which I appreciate him. Robert will be, he sent me a Ender 3 Pro, which I'm going to be converting into a switch wire, and then I'm going to give that away as well. So the next couple of bills will be giveaway bills, you know, just to kind of give back to the community. You guys are being awesome, and so that's the next couple of bills coming. Gotta go In a world with squirrel trying to get back into my attic after I blocked the access to the hole. Alright, Steve. Appreciate you coming through. I'll see you tomorrow. Trying to get a little tighter. There we go. Alright. So now that's up. So now it should look 10 times better now with the skirt in. So the only thing left to do now is I need to run a wire from here. So this is a step-up converter, and it's hooked to my what I have this hooked to. This is hooked to my 12 volt fan, and the purpose of this is to overvolt that 5015. When you overvolt 5015, it kind of pushes a lot more air, which is what I like about it. So that's the purpose of running this for. This other converter here actually powers my T5 Mini, because it's only 5 volts. So I just kind of cut the wire that plugs into it and run it here. And so this is what this is for. So I'm just using these two for that purpose. So if you guys are curious. All right. All right. So one more thing, and then we can put Clipper on here and test it out and see what happens. I'm curious. I don't think I've done a video installing Clipper before, so that will be new for you guys actually watching me installing Clipper. I'm pretty proficient at it, not the best at it, but I'm pretty good at Clipper, installing Clipper, setting it up and everything, so you guys will see that. Let me move this out of the way. We get this set up real quick. Yeah, my desk is a mess, honestly, guys, so I appreciate you guys even just bothering to even watch me, because it's a mess. This tool is great because then that's how I get my JST out. This thing is awesome. Alright, I'll run some new wires. I'll just do green and white. We don't need a long piece. Just enough to reach right there, so I think this is good. We need JST ends, connected ends here. Let me grab some connectors. I use ferrules, so I got ferrules. Very important to have all the equipment. They're all mixed up for me, so that's why I'm kind of picking them out. Those, and then we need JST connectors. It's so nice to have this camera so you guys can actually see the workflow. It's kind of nice. I've been wanting to show you guys how I operate, so that's kind of nice that you guys can see that. I'm super happy about that. wire stripper, ferrule creeper, and I need other. Hey, Pex Peppers. How you doing? I want to see an Ender for an Ender 3 or low tier printer abuse test. Like, what can it handle before it completely breaks itself? An Ender you probably could get away a bit better, just because the Ender is a lighter bed, especially if you put stronger motors on it. When I had my Enders, you can tell that they were capable of a lot more when I had my Enders. This one is the same idea, this big bed. I kind of want to push it to see if 2 motors is enough to really allow a slightly lighter aluminum bed to go A-wire. And that's my goal, is to really push this and see what I can get out of it. Now that I understand how input shaper, how belt works, how tensioning works, how the motor works, now that I kind of have a good concept of it, of building all these printers, I'm just kind of putting everything that I know into this one printer and see exactly how it behaves. So that is the goal. So you definitely will see this printer flinging the bed for sure. So we got the furrows printed at the end. So now we're going to do just a little piece. Now you guys can see how well I crimp cables. And these are small. These are tiny. Okay, these are like super tiny. You guys can see them up here. Oh, getting the camera view. Super tiny. So, and I love this. Like I said, I love this tool. It works really good for JST. I think Steve was showing this same type of tool that he has. It's a similar version. It works really good for crimping. So I just barely put it in there. Like it just need enough of that sheeting, just like a small piece of the sheeting in there. And this wire is the jacket for this is a little thicker. So I gotta be careful. I wanna stuff it all in there. And then as soon as you click, you let go. And look how perfect that is, guys. Look. Show you guys up here. Get that. So perfect that was. Super easy. So there you go. So for me, crimping and wiring is super easy. Like it takes no time. I just, once I focus on it, I can wire up a printer like that. Literally in a couple of hours. I think I might have messed up on this one. This will be the first one, but we'll see. Because it hasn't clicked. You see that click? You don't hear that click. So let's see. Okay, no, it's just because the sheeting was thick. It took long to click her, but it still came out really good. So, all right. That looks like a great setup, honestly. Yeah, building 5 Voron has really helped me grasp what it's all about. Yep. I'm just testing out the Microfit 3 connector that Steve recommended. Holy crap, it is so much better than the other one I've tried. Nice. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna look at that one too. So I gotta look at the I gotta look at the board setting for this. I think this is positive and negative, right? Yes, positive and negative. Okay, so positive, negative here. Yep. So I'm gonna clip it in right here. Fan port. Alright. Then we're gonna route. I do want to route it like that. Kind of want to keep it a little stealthy, so it's not like all ugly looking. So I'm gonna run it under. Why not? Maybe can reach back here if I'm good enough. Looks a little ugly. I ain't gonna lie. With the wire just twisted like that, I'm just gonna see if I can just run it over. It's okay. This looks weird. Oh well. I was trying to make it look somewhat decent, but it was gonna look ugly either way. Guess I'm not too. I don't want it right. Maybe run it straight in between, possibly. Not the cleanest, but it'll work. Okay. Yeah, this is the last thing to wire up, and we're done, guys. We're done with wiring up everything. Come on. I'm using Gorilla Glue, like the M3 sticky tape that can hold up 30 pounds. That's what I'm using to keep this on. If you're curious, this is just directly on the plexiglass. Alright, that's mounted. Alright. Alright. Yes, we're done. That's it. So everything is wired up. Fans, board, stepper drivers are in. Everything is plugged in so far. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is this, because I thought I wired it up right, and I'm pretty sure I did. I'm confident, but I'm still not sure, because these things are always weird to wire up. But if anyone want to verify with me, I basically have this being powered from the bed, connected here. Then this part is connected to the bed, and then the signal is coming from the actual board. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but I mean, I'm pretty sure, but you know, if it go kaboom, you guys will know why. Okay, so let's kind of power it on to make sure everything powers up. Hold on, I don't trust myself yet. Make sure nothing burns up. Find a plug. Can I get a plug from over there? Big. That plug in right there. Can I get a plug? Thank you. All right. Here goes nothing. Okay. I trust myself, but still, you know, you just never know what you miss. And I'm going to look again just to make sure everything is plugged in. Don't want to burn up the board or nothing. This is the SKR3 that Big Tree Tech sent me, which I'm going to talk about in the actual main review and talk about my printer. But just want to make sure thing looks good. It's not an SSR. It's a 25 amp MOSFET. You know, just like an external MOSFET. I didn't plug it in the board because I didn't want the board powering in the bed. But from what I'm hearing, if you use a MOSFET to power the bed, an external one, that it actually heats up faster. And that's really what I'm looking for. But it's the stock bed. So here goes. I'm scared, but okay. Nothing blew up. This is on. This is on. That's on. Make sure my bed is not getting hot out of nowhere. Okay. We're good. We got power. We got power, guys. Yes. On the first try. Okay. Alright. So time to install Clipper. If you guys want to stick around, you know, I know some of you guys are leaving, that's okay. For those who want to stick around, I have another hour that we can do. I'm going to install Clipper. So I'm going to show you how the process of installing Clipper for me with this board. I think that would be nice to see how I operate with this, and then just the basic setup and see what happens. So let me flip this guy over. Wait, did the BL touch kick on? Hold on, I didn't even check the BL touch. Hold on. I didn't verify that part. Then I almost forgot. Oh, it kicked on. Whew. My wiring skill is bar none, guys. I'm sorry to brag, but yes. Okay. And this is 5 hours wiring. 5 hours. That's all it took me. Alright. Alright. So now let's do Clipper. Get an SD card. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. And try to record my desktop for you guys. Got a 32 gigger here. Yeah, we can use that. Have a good night, everyone. My friends are bugging me to play Rocket League. Oh, nice, Nick. Hey, I haven't forgot, Nick Rotolo, that to play Rocket League with you. So one of these days, I definitely want to play with you, man. So have a good night. Hope you win. Okay, so let's do this. Let's install Clipper. So you guys are going to witness how I do things here. All right. So I'm being fully transparent. So let me get to a screen where I can capture the screen. Do a desktop capture here. Add a desktop capture. Hold on, guys. I haven't gone. I'm just probably not desktop capture. Create a new one. I don't want it to see both. Going to show everything, but that's fine. That's okay. Hey, is the Annex K3 complete? Not quite yet. On Thursday we'll pick up back from that. What stopped me a little bit, Teddy, Atlas, is the I bought the wrong size M5 heated inserts, so I got the right size finally on Amazon, and that's coming on Thursday. So Thursday we'll pick up back on the Annex K3. It's almost done though. I just have paneling and wiring to really do. So that's gonna be easy for me. Maybe 2 more streams. Like probably 2 more streams and I'm done with it. So perfect. All right. I want you guys to see me, so I'm gonna change out the camera that's on here so you guys can see me. I'm pretty sure you guys are seeing this live, so it's okay. I don't mind letting you guys see the workflow here. Alright. That's perfect, so you guys can actually see me now. Okay. And let me get rid of this and put this over here so I can see that. Keep up with you guys. Oh, okay, I was feeling I bought an octopus. Okay, I know that feeling. I bought an octopus thinking it was a pro. Now I know why. It was cheap. Well, you say that, right? You say that, Teddy. And look what I bought. Look what I bought for my Annex K3. So I have both of these. The Spider. But it's a 1.1 revision. I got this from last year and haven't even touched it. I'm scared to use it just because they had failure rate. Now, I'm not saying this might fail, but I don't know. So I'm more familiar with the Octopus, so I end up buying the Octopus board for this. It's not the Pro version. I was debating back and forth between using the Pro because I wanted to run 48 volts. But I can always get the Pro board. Like, I can always just buy it whenever. So for now, I'm just going to rock the Octopus board with 2209s and see how it behaves as a stock format. And then if I want to experiment, I'm probably going to run 48 volts, 5160 Pros, and kind of play with it and see what additional oomph we get out of it. So so just stay tuned. But I'm going to probably use the Octopus board over the Spider board. So, but I have both of them, just in case. Just wanted to show you guys that. All right, so let's get this thing going. Let's install. Let me see if I actually have it right now. Well, it does a full capture. I didn't realize the whole screen get captured. That's fine. So I'm looking for ambient Linux. Let me see if I have it on my desktop here real quick, guys. Do I have it? Oh, I do. I think. Yes, I do have it. Okay. I do have it. Alright, so I don't have to hunt for it. So. Wow, I actually closed the stream like a duck. Hold on, let me see if I can get that back up. And get back into my stream. You guys are just gonna watch me, it's okay, I don't mind watching my own stream, right? Alright, let's get back to my stream here. There we go. Alright. So now, let's actually start. So, I use Raspberry Pi Imager for my setup. So choose custom image. I'll grab this here. So as you can see, Ambient Tonix TX6. So keep in mind, like I told you guys, make sure when you're getting this the board, the T5 the T95 mini, make sure it says the H6 processor and not the H616. The 8616 is not currently supported. I think the last time I checked, they were working on a bootloader for it. But make sure the one that you're gonna get, if you're gonna buy this, you know, Raspberry Pi alternative, it's H6 processor. That's the one I know that works. So I'm gonna hit open here. I'm gonna choose a storage device, which is the mass storage. I'm just gonna write. You can play with the settings here, like if I wanted to give it a custom name and all that stuff, but I'm probably not gonna mess with that because mine is gonna be directly wired. And let me make sure it's set up for that too. I think make sure I have a plug. Mine is gonna be directly wired, so make sure plug that in so I don't look like a fool on stream. Alright, so the best thing to do here is turn this around. There we go. And we're gonna plug it in. So I have it set up where I just run it directly from Ethernet at the back. It just makes life easier. So as you guys can see, just show that, see? I don't even have that view on, so you guys can't see it, but let me show you guys. So at the back, I have it directly plugged in there. So it's just easier for me, so that way I don't have to keep going in and out of the printer. So all right, I'm gonna plug that into my router. It's right behind me. All right. Go ahead and just save this. Just gonna go ahead and write yes, and we'll go back to capture. I want to run 36 volt on my Pro with 5160 driver, but I hear you. I thought the spider issue were fixed, but thanks for showing me that. Yeah, I heard the spider issue were fixed, but I really haven't looked into spider ever since. So it could be a thing where they actually fixed the board. But seeing that I only have the revision 1.1, there's still a possibility. Because I got this board back all the way in last year, like, when was the spider board released? I want to say 2 years ago, right? Yeah, it's early last year I got this board. So, I don't trust it, but I'm just gonna stick to the Octopus board for now. It's easy to wire up, and I know it inside out of my head. So, I'm kind of happy I'm able to share this with you guys, like how I install Clipper and all that stuff. And if you haven't heard the story, I like to kind of repeat the story so you guys know. I taught myself Clipper. I never asked any questions, didn't ask anyone. I just sat there and was persistent and read the documents and kind of learned it. And now it's like second nature to install Clipper. I've installed Clipper on almost every printer in here by myself, configure it by myself. So I'm pretty proficient when it comes to setting these things up. And I also realized updating Clipper, if you have an old Clipper installed on your printer, I recommend you guys to do a full, don't update it, do a full installation, because they have moved the G-code path in Moon Waker. They have moved certain file into different areas. So if you update Clipper, you might, it changes your permission. So what will happen is if you go back to printer.cfg and try to edit it, it will say read only. You can go in and change permission, but you have to do permission for every single one of those configs, like every single one of those CFGs. So I do recommend, if you're going to update Clipper from an older config, or older setup, I would just reinstall Clipper completely, like reinstall mainsail and everything fresh, and make sure everything's up to date instead of dealing with the headache of updating it and then going into permissions and you know all that stuff. So do you list proficiency in G code on your resume? Nope. I definitely don't have proficiency in G code for sure. I wouldn't say I'm proficiency in G code, but I would say I'm good at troubleshooting. I'm good at picking up on things very quickly, but not in G code. I can just find the information efficiently. I guess that's the wording. Oh, there's a script you can run to fix that, but I agree with fresh install better. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for putting that out there. Alright, so that's done. So, now I'm going to pop it and put it in my printer here. Let me tilt this because it's so heavy. Not with it. Putting it the wrong way there. Alright. Okay, so now we just gotta plug it in. Hit the power on button. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Let me mute you guys. All right. So now we got to go to her router. I type this in from here. You know what? It's just easier to do it off my thing because it's already saved. Let me just do it off my pick it off of one of these. Alright, so as you can see, I have a Netgear Nighthawk. So we just got to see what device popped up here. I think this is it. I want to say this looks like it. Let's copy this and try. So we're gonna go and launch PuTTY. Copy and paste that over here. Open. Yep, that's it. So now we just go. I think it's root. The first login is root. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And now I'm going to go back on here. Before I do that, I'm going to save this so the IP address don't change. So what you want to do, so like I know what this is, I'm going to go ahead and go to Advanced. Setup, yep, there we go. LAN. I'm gonna add this to, so this is the address reservation, so that way it's basically gonna retain the IP address so it doesn't change. As you can see, I have a lot of my printers and my NAS drive on here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it, and then select this and give it a name. I know I'm just gonna call it Blue Boy because I know that is my printer. You just add it. So now it's in the list, so this IP address won't change on me, right? So I'm not gonna hit apply because it's gonna cause my whole network to go out. So I'm just gonna let that go, and I'll hit apply later on. So I ain't gonna hit apply right now. So we can kind of exit out this for now. I'm gonna bring this over here. All right, so now we're gonna create a password. It says, what do you want to use? Bash? I prefer Bash. So I call it Pi. I literally call it Pi because everything is set up to run Pi, especially if you want to use Clipper screen. I name it Pi. So it's just for just ease of use. Password. Create the password again. Then it's gonna ask me like, what's the real name? I'm still gonna name it Pi. It's just, like I said, it's just easier. Yes. Number 1. So it's going ahead and it's generating the locales. Okay. There we go. So now we're gonna do an exit because you can't run QI if that's what you say, QI like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back in. Okay, I think I know it. 192.168.1.29. We're gonna save it as, let you guys see what I'm doing here. Sorry. Save it as Blue Boy so we don't have to keep typing it in. I'm gonna save that. So now when I click on Blue Boy and hit load, it will load my IP address, and now I can go back in. So I'm gonna go Pi. Alright, there we go. So the first thing we want to do is install QI. So I'm going to go ahead and look that up right now. Put YouTube Studio separately from you guys there. So as you can see, I've done this many times. Alright, we're just going to copy this whole thing here. Sorry if I'm moving fast, guys. I'm very quick here, so I'm just apologize if I'm moving pretty quickly. So, and then we're gonna hit enter, and from this point on, one. So the first thing we're going to do is going to install Clipper. The newer Python, yes. Now it says how much instance of Clipper you want. In my case, it's one printer that's going to run on this, so it's okay. So in that case, it's one instance. And if you guys have any questions, just don't be afraid to just throw it down in there. I don't mind answering. that was pretty quick. Well, it's not quite done yet. Just asking for my password. How did I get that wrong? Hold on. There we go. The only thing I won't install on this is Clipper Screen, because I'm not using Clipper Screen with this one. I'm going to be using the just the standard rep wrap screen. I gotta say though, there's a different kind of confidence when you know what you're doing versus when you don't know what you're doing. When you don't know what you're doing, this is like a mess you don't want to screw up. But when you know what you're doing, it's like a different type of confidence, man. Okay. And then once it's done, it's gonna take us back to that QI menu. Let me feel the processor. I know this thing runs a little warmer than I want, so I just want to make sure it's not like... it's warm, but it's not hot. I'm definitely going to throw a fan on it, and I'm glad one of the fan is facing directly on it, so when I'm printing, it's going to face forward. So making sure everything is neat. So excited to get this thing moving. I am so excited. So excited. I can't believe this thing was a Sunlu S8, guys. Like a Sunlu S8 like at least a year ago. Actually, it was a Sunlu S8 2 years ago. Then I turned it into a switch wire, and now it's like this this Frankenstein thing I put together, and I'm kind of excited to see what it turned out like, because if this thing proves what I'm thinking it's gonna prove, yeah. Wow, I didn't realize it's gonna take this long to install Clipper now. It's moving. Installing Python 3.9 virtual environment. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm being patient here and just kind of prolonging the stream. I just kind of want to show you guys the full installation, and then after that, then we can kind of call it. But just kind of want to get it going for you guys. You can see how easy it is. I think I also want to show you guys how to add it to the actual board itself, the onboard memory, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. So so next thing is Moonraker, which is number 2. Yes. And like I said, for $30 for a general purpose computer that runs Clipper and run Linux, I mean, you really can't beat this quad core two gigabytes of RAM, I think it has, or 4. It has a USB 3.0, USB 2, but you can always get a USB hub to expand that port. Cortex A53 quad-core processor at 1.85 gigahertz. It doesn't get any better than that. And just to run a printer, you can run multiple printer off of this too, but it's cheap enough. $30 for $60, you can buy 2 of these things easily. Like, I have a ton of pies. Look, like, I'm serious, guys. Like, I have all my pies like piled up, literally not being used. And I might just sell them because I really don't have any use for them. I'll just keep it, maybe one around, but these are all my pies. Like I said, I was serious about replacing them, so these are like Pi 4 2 gigabytes. I didn't need the 4, so these are all Pi 4 2 gigabytes. I have one still. One is still in my Trident, and I have another one in my VZ butt. And I think I have another one here in my 1.8. So I have 3 more. So I have a total of 6 buys, and I'm probably going to end up selling them or trading them or something. So I may keep one around just for like playing with. Just keep one around. But like I said, with this board, $30, yeah, really can't beat that. Sorry if you guys are bored. It's like the boring part because you just have to install a bunch of stuff. But I figured it was very important information to do live, so you guys can see the workflow a little bit. Alright, so now we need, I don't do fluid anymore. I prefer main cell because they have implemented some nice feature. If you guys saw the DeWitt, if you guys visit DeWitt channel, I'm pretty sure you guys see DeWitt Canada channel, when he was doing the Z offset, how it's now like its own little macro where you don't have to type none of that Z offset craziness. It just pops up, you can do it on the screen. I like that alone. Main cell alone, with that feature alone, make me like main cell. It's just super convenient and easier to do your Z offset. So number 3, main cell. Okay, so change. I'm in for a second. Add recommended macros. Absolutely. Yes. Alright, so we got Clipper, Moonraker, main cell is Octoprint. So I would install Clipper Screen, but like I said, I don't need it. So we're practically kind of done here. The only other thing I want to install before we go any further is the stuff for Input Shaper. So for what I would do next is just install Input Shaper stuff. It don't make sense not installing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Go back. Go ahead and quit. And so the next thing I want to do is, let me see. All right, it's already out. It's okay. So next thing I would do is go to Clipper Resonance. Let you guys see what I'm doing here. So this is the next place I will come to. And then you might as well just install it from here. So we just come down and then copy. So it's gonna copy all of this. Now I know the latest mainsail kind of include this if you install it on the Pi. So if you're, let's say you're doing a Pi mainsail OS, I think this already is embedded, but in this case, I don't think it is on mine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run it. It's just to get it out of the way so it's all installed. I don't have to be doing fighting it in the end. So this is just the daunting part of you know, installing stuff. After this operation, additional this will be used. Do you want to? Yep. Lots of installing, guys. Like, lots of installing. You gotta have patience for this stuff. Okay. All right. So the next part, we're gonna just copy. Next part copies down here, right here. Now, since we're going to be running this off of our Raspberry Pi Pico, we don't need to do the Linux process in this case. We just need to flash the Pico. Now, my Pico has the latest firmware on it, so I don't really need to even touch that. Okay, so let me see what else we need to do. I think that is it. Let me check. Make sure there's nothing else. I'll do all of this later in the config, but I think that's all that's left. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead, close this out. Making sure I'm done here. I installed everything I need to, right? Yes. So we're gonna close this out. We're gonna open a browser. We're gonna go 192.29, and there we go. And but keep in mind, everything is on the SD card at the moment. Nothing is actually on the device. So we're gonna do that in a little bit, but everything is on the SD card. So it's going to go ahead and update everything. Might as well. So I'm just making sure everything is there. All right. Look like that's, so we only just need system upgrade. So we're just gonna upgrade the system real quick just to make sure everything is fully updated. Yeah, this is never fun. This is never the fun part of doing this. Like, you know, so much installation, so much you have to be installing. Um, but patience, and when everything is done, you'll be able to have your system fully updated, and you don't have to worry about updating it for a while. All right, come on. It's almost done. 75% install. All right, there we go. 99%. It should be done here in a second. All right, there we go. So now we're fully updated. Ambient, bullseye. My temperature is actually pretty good. I'm shocked it actually is pretty good without the actual heatsink. So that's pretty fine. Like, I mean, it's higher, but keep in mind there's no active fan on this thing. So the fact that it's at 54, 55 is really, really good. So that's really good. All right. So the next thing we got to do is, now that it's fully updated, we want to actually put that on the card. So we want it to boot from the actual device itself and not on the SD card. So there's a script. So if you visit this website here, let me drag it. You visit this website. It's called, once you guys see that, ambient documentation. You can probably type it in Google. So this is where I come, and then if you scroll down, you do everything what it says. Basically, it's going to go through like what kind of SD card you need to install it, the what kind of class of SD card, better performance, of course, is better. But then it comes down to where it says U-booting. See how to update U-booting. Okay, so install update bootloader on SD/eMMC. That's what we want to do. So in this case, we're just gonna run these two things, because you always want to run them just to make sure any package or any setting can be updated. So we're gonna go back to Blue Boy here. Make sure you guys can see that. We're gonna load. Messed up there. I messed up. Let's close that out. Just type in a little too quick there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this stuff here. We're going to run this real quick. Let me see what it says. Did I type that wrong? Hold on. I think I need to put sudo. Let me put sudo in front of it. Yeah, I needed to put sudo. That's exactly what it was. So I need to put the sudo app update. And then we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna put upgrade. All right, now we can come down here where it says how to install to eMMC, NAND, SATA, NVMe, and USB. Right? We want to do. See now, when I run this script, it's gonna fail, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. However, what worked was this ambient. So we're gonna type this in, the config. Oh, I keep forgetting the privilege here. All right. So we're gonna go to. Let's see where it says. I don't think it's wireless. Software install module. We're gonna go to make sure I'm going to the right thing here because it looks a little different. I want to say, let me see this. Okay. What we're getting to is where we can get the option, this option here. This is what we want, this option where we get this menu, and then we can select boot from eMMC or wherever we want to boot from. So we need to get to that menu. Said this is a start script, but I don't remember using this the last time, so I'm making sure, just making sure that I'm not messing this up. But I feel like I did the wrong thing. But let's see what happens. I'm back in. I'm gonna be on. I don't know, guys. I don't trust. I don't trust this part. Hold on, guys. I don't trust this part. I feel like this is gonna install something that shouldn't be installed and wreck the whole thing after all that work. Should install a full firmware package. So let's see. Okay. So we're back to that menu. Okay, let's exit. I'm curious. If I go... Let's try this. Nope, okay. No command found. Okay, let's run that again. Let's run that package again. Let me see something. trying to remember that. There we go. See, right here. This is what we're looking for, guys. That's what I was looking for in the option. So where it says install to update bootloader. That's what we were looking for. So you click on that. You see now, you see that option where it says boot from eMMC system on eMMC. We're gonna go install update bootloader onto SD card eMMC. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Don't let the script. Don't let the script kiddies in. All right, so we're gonna select 5 here, and it says this script will update the bootloader SSD container. Yes. So now we want to install. Yes. We're gonna leave it on 4. And there it goes. It's gonna format it and then put put the OS and everything and install it onto the eMMC. So now I will be able to pull out my SD card and boot up directly from the built-in storage. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. So that's what I love about this little device, is that I don't have to have an SD card. Unlike a Pi that has an SD card, you have to depend on it. I don't have to. I can just use the built-in storage and just run Clipper, which is really, really nice. So it's gonna take a little bit here. Hopefully that wasn't confusing for you guys. Hopefully I was able to, you know, get the point across and not confuse you guys. I know you guys are pretty smart, but I was still trying to figure that part out myself. But yeah, I got it. Now, here's the cool thing about this. Let's say I have, you know, like how it's transferring the data from the SD card to the MMC. Let's say I take out the MMC, right? Let's say for some reason, just for some odd reason, I updated Clipper and it messed up. Let's say it just messed up, right? And I wanted to reinstall. I don't have to reinstall. I can literally put that the SD card back in it, and it will boot up to that to the state that I left it at, and I can reinstall it back onto the drive again and go from there. So I don't have to do a full reinstallation. I can just put it back, transfer it back to the SD card, to the built-in storage, and it will start back from where I left it off. So that's also really cool to have. So yeah. Yeah, I figured I'd share that information. Like I said, I do all of this stuff in the background. I figured why not just live it so you guys can kind of see it for yourself. And yeah, it's really cool. It's almost down 37%. For those who are watching, I appreciate you guys watching me and sticking it through with me. Well, I know this part is a little boring, but it's really good information to guys to keep in mind, you know, especially if you're building a printer and may not want to invest in a Pi or buy a Pi, especially if you don't need the GPIO pins, and you may want just a cheaper alternative that works. You know, this is one way to do it. Yeah, that's exactly the plan, Nick. Yeah, I just keep the SD card and just put it aside. That's literally what I do, just in case. Yep. Exactly. Yep. You got it. So I'm powering up the Adrian M. Welcome to the stream. I'm powering up. So basically, I like to, you know me, I'm a demonstrator. I love to show it. So the visual is better. I'm using, so basically it comes with a plug like this. Let me show you the visual. Show you guys my face real quick so you guys can see. Let's do main. Okay. So this is the plug that it comes with. If you, I pretty much cut the length, cut it to whatever length. The red wire inside of this plug is positive. The white wire is negative. And I'm using a, I can kind of show you here. It's easier too, so you can see that. Almost done. That's fine. If you can look down here, in this little corner, you probably can't see it as clear, but that's a buck converter. I'm just using a step down buck, a 24 volt to 5 volt buck converter to provide 5 volt to this. So that's why I'm powering it. So I'll just basically cut the plug, hook it up to that buck converter. It's running directly, that's connected directly to the power supply. And I just stepped it down to 5 volts and it's getting 5 volts from it. So that's what I did, if you're curious. It just was the cheapest way to do it. It's not nothing fancy, just the cheapest way to get that going. Alright. Let's go back to the screen. Alright. Yep, buck converter. So, alright, so now we're done, right? So now we're just gonna power off. We're gonna turn off the system. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the SD card. I'm gonna switch it back on. Alright. We can close this out. We can close this now. Well, not really. We can just kind of use this because we're gonna go ahead and search that. Alright, so we're just waiting for it to boot back up. We'll give it a second here. So now it's booting from the internal, from the eMMC storage or NAND or whichever storage on. I think this it's an eMMC storage on here though. And there we go. Booyah. So now I don't need an SD card anymore. And now it's physically on the board storage itself. And there we go. So now if I screw up my installation or something like that, I can go ahead and just plug this SD card back in. It will boot up back from the SD card. I can reinstall from the SD card back onto the NAND at the state that this was in and continue from there. So very convenient. You can't really do that with a Pi. A Pi, you have to do a full reinstallation. So that's where the difference is between a Pi and this. I think it's just much better, cheaper for the price to run Clipper with this thing instead of a Pi. But so that's why I'm converting all my machines to a T95 Mini. So now we're pretty much there. So the only thing left to do is really add a config here. I mean, the config is super basic. There's nothing here. So there's literally nothing here. So I gotta flash the board. So the next thing I do, Clipper code on G code, go to the config. You can pull the config from here. If I wanted to, I could like pull the config from here, but I'm not gonna do that. Like you can create one and pull it, but hey man. Hey, me kanji go, sir. How you say your name? Me kan. Hey, listen, you're giving an idea right there. That's a very good idea. I never thought about that. Because I can do the installation and just sell it. But like, listen, all you got to do is go into the Pi, log in. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Hey, good idea, man. I appreciate that. I'm probably going to use that to my advantage too. Though I just give away the whole how to install and everything, but still, it's a good idea. All right, so let's get my config here. So let's go to Clipper. I'm using an SKR3 that Big Tree Tech sent me. We can copy or paste it, download it, but I'm probably just gonna copy and paste the sucker, man. Just make my life easy. Right? Yeah. Raw. Copy. Come here. Machine. Create a file. Oh, never mind. There's already one. What am I doing? There we go. So it says this file contained the pin mapping for SKR3. Uses config make low level option. Okay, so we know what we got to do. So we got to come here. Like I said, I'm just doing this real quick for you guys. We got to go back to Blue Boy. Got to open. Then we got to go CD Clipper. Make menu config. Then it says microcontroller is STM32H743. So we're gonna come on in here. Hold on, no, my bad. STM. Gotta come all the way down. Right here. Bootloader offset is 120 kilobyte. That's correct. STR3. It even automatically picked it up for me. So which is nice. Crystal clock is 25 megahertz on here. If it doesn't say what communication, the default is typically on USB, which is PA11, PA12. Sometimes you have different interfaces like UART, or sometimes on here B14, B15. But in this case, it's default, so don't change that. And we're going to say yes. We're going to go make. Nick, they sell the pies while the prices are up. No, I'm definitely selling the pies. Like, there's no doubt about it. I'm just gonna post in one of the groups and sell the pies. I'm only gonna keep one pie, and just to keep around, honestly, just to keep a pie around. But I might have to install a pie. I don't want to. I really don't want to use it. I might have to install a pie on my Onyx K3 because I suck at making little jig brackets for this board. Like, I probably could get away using the jig bracket. Let me see if I can Tinkercad something up, because I have another board coming. But if not, I'll just use one of the pies. Just keep one. But I'm going to sell all the pies I have. I don't need them. I know people pay price for them. A good $60, $80 for one. Hey, listen. I'll take it. Buy another printer with it. Alright, so in this case, we got to open WinSCP. So I want you guys to see that, man. I wish I could move it over. So got to go log into WinSCP. So what I do, I go ahead and I just add a new site. So in this case, it is 192. Let me see. Is that the way you add a new site? I don't think so, right? New folder. There we go. Call a new folder. We're gonna call it Blue Boy. And then wait, did I mess up and run the wrong thing? I think I messed up. I messed up. So we gotta add a new side first. Okay. I'm lazy, so I save all my password, guys. I'm too lazy to be typing that stuff in. Can you create? I know there's a way to that it lets you. There we go. Now it creates a folder. So that's what you have to do. Ooh, boy. Save password not recommended. Don't care though. There we go. So now we can log into it. Yes. Go to Clipper, out, and we need this file. So let me plug in a SD card here. Alright, so make sure my SD card is here. Oh, it didn't pop up. It must be a bad one. Hold on. Yep, you gotta buy the SD card. See, this is why I keep these little one around. I did toss it away. It would have popped up already. Right? There we go. Ooh, why do I have Sunlu on here? Oh, this is hilarious, guys. Look, I found the Sunlu SD card that they included, and I still have everything on here. Let me see the instructions. I'm curious. That's funny. I still got the SD card from Sunlu when I bought this printer. Now it's not a Sunlu no more, but it's something totally different. But yeah, that's hilarious. They even have a little handbook. See, that's what it used to look like. That is funny. All right. We don't need anything on here, so we're just going to erase this thing. We don't need a thing on here. Just going to format it. It's an 8 GB stick. F.32, that's fine. Just going to format that. We're done with it. All right. Here, let's copy this. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is it doing? Okay. I know you guys know this part. Honestly, I know you guys this part, but I'm just showing you the workflow. Okay, I'm going to eject. All right. Okay. So unfortunately, we're going to have to turn off our printer. I'm going to save and close. We're gonna pop it open. Let me see where this is at. So right up in the front. Makes it convenient. I think I didn't put that in right. That didn't feel right at all. I think it's in. It's not one of the pushing. I hope it's in. It don't. See, it doesn't look all the way in, but it's one of those newer SD card slot where you don't have a spring. It's not spring loaded. You just push it in there until it goes. So let's make sure this thing flashes. All right, we're gonna turn it on. It literally don't take that long. So the light's on here. There's a green light. So we're gonna pop it out. Now what we're looking for is firmware that bin. If it says firmware that big in all caps, then we're good. If it doesn't say that, then it didn't get flash. Okay, so we're gonna pop it back in here. We're gonna go back to here. To capture. Alright, so it says firmware.cur. Sorry, not bin, but firmware.cur in all caps. So I know it flashed, right? If you didn't see this, if it still said firmware.bin, it never flashed. It didn't even take it. So, and a lot of people think they flash, but they're not. So make sure it says this, firmware.cur. And then you know it's flashed. So now all I gotta do is go back here, close this out, start a new session. Where are you? Blue boy, load, open. I ain't gonna lie though, all this just to get a printer working though. It's a lot of steps. A lot of steps. Alright. We're just gonna CD clipper because I just wanna go there. We don't have to go to clipper to find the serial, but so now we're just gonna go here because I'm lazy. Clipper.org installation. We're gonna copy this here. I come back here. I'm gonna paste it. Ooh, look, got a serial the first time. Didn't have to fight with it. We just highlight it. It automatically copies when you highlight it. We're gonna go here. Printer. It didn't say my config. Oh, you didn't. And I saved it before I closed. Okay. Whatever. Oh, no, you didn't. Wow. That thing made me look like a fool just now. I know I saved it. But maybe I didn't. Save. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's highlight this thing. Alright, save and restart. And woohoo! I knew it was gonna work, guys. I'm just kind of happy it worked, so but I knew it was gonna work. Alright, so there we go. We are alive. We're missing some things, of course. I gotta do some include. So, because I am cheap and I don't want to have to do a lot of work myself, this is what I do. Go to one of my printers that already have some of this information, like maybe my Groot. And I'm just gonna copy and paste because I am absolutely lazy. We're gonna do this. I don't want to type. There we go. That's half the problem gone. All right. That is half the problem gone. Alright, so that's done. As you guys can see, you guys sat there and watched me install all of this from scratch. So that's how quick it is, like for me at least. Like when it comes to this, once I've done it so many times, it's like second nature to get this thing installed. So really, this is the point that I'm going to come to a close. But you know, as guys from here, you know from here what else you need to do is basically make sure everything work, the motor work. I'll do that in the background. So the next video you see on this is it working. It's literally hit working. I would go further and add an extra 30 minutes, but I don't want to bore you guys with the configuration. But from this portion is just really making sure all the parameters for X, Y, Z, all that stuff is set up. Basically what I'm going to do, because I know I have a sharper mini. I know the E step for the sharper mini, so I'm just going to copy and paste a lot of this stuff because my config have half of these things already. So for me, it's like another 20 minutes to get this thing running. It's already Cartesian, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, everything else is like little small changes, like as from this point on, like little small changes from this point on. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that. And go back to the main here. Yeah, guys, so that was it. Like, see, so I got it going. So the only thing really left to do now is to just finish up the little config. There's not much config to do with this type of thing. You know, it's a Cartesian, it's a bed flapper, it goes up and down, side to side. Pretty super simple to get this portion going. The challenging part is really just to figure out my spool mounting. I don't know where I'm going to mount the spool yet. I wanted to do something up top because there's a little space. I may mount a spool in the corner here because I won't be printing that high with this. Like, since this is kind of in the way, I'm kind of limited on travel to about here, which is still a solid 300 millimeter height. So I lose 100 millimeter just because of this. So it's not a big deal. I'm never going to print that tall on a bed flapper anyways. Really, this is just a fun printer. Just print PLA for my wife's business. She prints little PLA stuff, so that's really what this is for, and just to play with. So yeah, so I would never print that high with this. It's probably going to be stopped right here if I ever print that tall. So I'm not really worried about hitting the Z motor thing back here. So the next video will be it fully covered up. So I've got to cut out the bottom panel and mount that on. It's gonna add some more weight to it. Like I said, this thing is super heavy, like really heavy, and so that will have more weight to it, more rigidity, better input shape and results. It's probably gonna shake. I'm not gonna lie, seeing this big old bed, it's probably gonna shake, but we'll see how bad it shakes when we're printing with it. But yeah, guys, thanks for just chilling with me, watching me install the last finished touch on here, watching me install Clipper, and explaining what I'm doing, and just kind of just coming and supporting the channel. If you feel free to join my Patreon, I'm going to say join my Patreon, subscribe and like and share. It really does help the channel. It really does allow me to do a lot more of this type of stuff, and again, bring more kind of my own taste to the community, you know, my own feedback and stuff. So, but yeah, so Thursday we're going to do Annex K3. I'll show you to you. It's right back there sitting, like literally just sitting right back there. So Thursday, as soon as Amazon delivers my heat inserts, we're gonna finish up the K3. I'm gonna try to spend at least minimum of 3 hours on that. Not the 2-hour stream, but like a 3-hour stream, just to kind of button it down a little bit more, kind of get everything tucked in. And then the next stream is just really wiring up the whole printer, that type of thing, and then we should be able to print. So 2 more stream, 2.5-ish stream for the K3, and we should be able to like get some action out of it. But I'm happy I got this done too. Like 2 projects off my shoulder. I'm super satisfied about it. So yeah, let's read it to get it working. Awesome. LOL. Take care, everyone. Thank you for the great stream. Looking forward to great stream. Yes, absolutely, man. Take care, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys. Just like, subscribe, and I mean, if you feel free, support the Patreon. That's all good. You don't have to, but I just appreciate you being here and checking it out. So I'm gonna get something to eat, and I see you guys. Peace. Axe Potato. Oh man, you missed out on a little bit, but you can always rewatch it. It's not too bad. You can always rewatch it. But I'm glad he jumped in though at the last minute. I'll catch you around.